Hey, what's up guys? This is Poker Express, and we are back with another episode of Poker Hands. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos. Let's jump straight into the action.
For example, Kerry Katz got, what, fourth? Or did he get third? He got fourth? Oh, fourth.
Yeah.
So, you know, in a spot like that where you're short and there's 7 left and you end up getting fourth, you may actually be more like, all right, you're like, I did pretty well for the situation. If you get second, though, you're always just like, oh, especially if you're not, if it's like close, if it's not a dominatingly.
When Wykin started this heads-up battle, he was happy to be down to the last 2. Now he's built up his stack. He's thinking about winning it.
Yeah.
Phil, well, having had such a huge stack with 5 left, anything less than first would feel like a failure.
Phil,
Even starting the heads-up, right? He had 11 to 3 lead, 11.5 to 3.5.
and look at this. I mean, this is barreling into Wykin Young's top pair here, and if you're Wykin Young, this is a. I mean, look at they're close, and this is gonna be for the chip lead this pot, and if Phil doesn't keep betting or improve, he is going to be an underdog, and that was a bet he was looking to take down. He gets called here and thinking about what things he can do. And this card in particular, I would imagine, favors Wykin Young's range a lot, right? If you're Phil, you're not betting so many 10s necessarily, and Wykin Young's definitely going to check call a lot of 10s, especially a 10 with backup. So if you're Phil, you may shut down here, realizing too, well, you may, but then you may just reach for a big stack of blue.
I'm with you. This feels like a shutdown card, but.
And, you know, again, Wykin Young not going to be thrilled to see this bet, although I think your hand was too good to go away. But look at the bluffs. Is Phil going to be bluffing the King Jack, Jack 9? You know, you wouldn't maybe think just some 6Xs are going for bluffs here, but.
On the flip side, Jeff, I just talking about how both players have been playing fairly passive post. We haven't seen too much action. Maybe Phil deciding, right, let's throw something out there.
And now if you're Wykin Young, you kind of realize if you were behind Queen King or Ace Queen, maybe this opponent wouldn't just keep betting here. So it's sort of really polarizing to a 10 or not.
And King on the river, not a card that either player want to see.
But a Jack here for him is a key card too, because he knows that, you know, the Jack 9 that's a straight, or somehow Ace Jack if he was betting and barreling off a gut shot, which maybe like spades, he has no spade in his hand, like that would be one of the few. You know, it's less likely his opponent has a straight now with the Jack, so it's very interesting.
At the same time, though, Phil can obviously have aces, he can have kings. He can still have something like King Jack. Wow.
Whoa, it's going to work. It's got to work. That looked like the full. I mean, how could it be such a sick call? Wow,
yeah, I mean,
this is
he has the worst hand he's ever going to get to the river with here. He can't
unbelievable stuff. I mean, just like that, it was a river. What a follow through.
There we go.
Man,
Phil Ivey's had enough.
I think poker's the most mentally tough sport to play in the world, without a doubt. You've got to be able to handle defeat. If you can't, you'll go stir crazy, bounce your head off the wall.
And tournament
boy,
poker.
those few times you get there and make a nice cash makes up for all those horrible beats and bad walkouts that you have in the room.
Yeah,
you know, it's amazing how one good score, you know, just keeps you fresh for another year or so. You know?
Well, I don't know. You'd be amazed the number of people that you find moaning a month after a huge win.
Yeah.
You know, they bust a tournament in on day one, and you're posting bad beat stories on Facebook. And
well, it's always the thing. Main event champions can't complain for their lifetime.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Totally
if you won the World Series main event, that's it. You just
totally agree.
Yeah.
Or the one drop or anything like that. I agree.
I'm sure we've all seen past main event champions tut and curse at things though.
Hard to take them seriously when they do so. Well, there must be some sort of statute limitations on that now. Like if we go back, I mean, does Moneymaker, can he start complaining again? Yeah, I mean.
Well, I did make a vow that if I didn't go out on the bubble with the one-drop tournament, you know, I was down to 10. They paid 9. You know, 10th was 0. 9th was well over $1 million. And I said, please, Lord, just don't let me go out on the bubble here. I'll never complain about going on the bubble again as long as I live the rest of my life.
You made that.
But and I made it there, so I can't complain if I ever go right on the bubble again. And
you got that in writing.
And of course, you wake up.
I've come close, but I'm not complaining anyway, no matter what.
Of course, I know you wake up each day and thank Sam Trickett for busting that bubble for you nice and quick.
Sam Trickett will always be my poker hero. He called a 4.2 million raise in that spot with a King 8 offsuit. I'll never forget it. And he had the guy beat the guy at Queen 10. It's amazing.
Well, look at this part. It's quite interesting when we're talking there. Thomas went for nearly a full pot C-bet on 9 deuce deuce with his Queen Jack. It's checked down since then. Interesting sizing from Thomas.
Full pot. Wow.
Yeah, he Fired huge on this flop. And it's run out running hearts. Stevie's hand got weaker and weaker on every street. Well, it is on him. 47 in the pot. Again, as you were saying, this is so big because if you win this pot, you stop your opponent winning it, and you can see how close they are in chips now, so it makes a big difference to your position in the tournament.
Thomas seemingly has no choice but to bluff here.
Yeah.
I mean, Stevie's got a 9, you know, a huge amount of the time here.
Right.
I guess a deuce, some deuces that doesn't check raise, but majority 9x here, and.
Is it worth risking half the pot? Something like 20 million, 22 million here?
Yeah, you definitely don't need to go big. You can feasibly have a reasonable amount of flushes that bet flop and check turn. You know, one heart. I mean.
Right.
Hand like he's got, but with the jack of hearts, for example.
Right. If you had queen jack off and he made this big bet on the flop.
So it is believable. So he needs to bet a size where he can have, you know, a jack high flush or a 10 high flush, rather than, you know, betting pot where he's only representing a much narrower value range.
Right. As we've discussed quite a lot this week, that's the thing. Not necessarily betting big to make your opponents fold, but betting smaller to open up your value range. And well, it looks like he's listening.
You
he's
called
bet
it,
20
Mike,
million.
20 million.
Boy.
Yeah, Mike got on.
The perfect size bet. Chidwick knows he's not going to bet a pair of kings here. He's probably just going to check it down.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of guy that's capable of
Stevie's going to go for
looking him up here.
The check rep the 9s full.
I mean, he is that good a player. He could make this call with 2 9s.
This would be a phenomenal call.
100.
Yes, he's gone for the check rip. He's repping the 9s full.
Wow.
There we go. That's my boy, Stevie.
Well, I'm glad I stayed to the end.
That is my boy.
That was sick.
Stevie's like, I can have 9s full, you can't. Let's go.
He could have kings full this.
Well, he could have kings full. You're right.
Full, this guy.
But maybe he doesn't bet full pot on the flop with kings.
Yeah. Wow,
So
what a play.
He's just trying to eliminate the 10 of hearts or something like that.
Yeah.
Stevie says
To get rid of that card.
Yeah. Everything going right for Chino so far today.
Raise.
Raise 100.
Seven blues back.
Daniel on the hijack king 5 suit, trying to get one through. Michael 7-5 off from the big. He's going to have to call for one extra blind. Interesting flop. 6-4 deuce. Daniel with a gut shot. Michael the open ender. Board that favours the big blind peel, especially over a short stacked hijack open. That's why Daniel's checking this one back. Michael will attack this now. Queen a little bit concerning. Wow, he's going to check. He might bet there. Daniel has just so many hands he has to give up with. Facing a bet on the turn. I'd like to see a stab by 7 high.
75.
Instead now he's in a situation of facing a larger bet on the turn with 7 high. Just a real concern for Michael if he's up against a queen. Very hard to win this pot. He could still jam. Maybe his plan was check raising turn, but against such a big bet size, it's difficult. It's just in such bad shape against the queen.
All in.
That's what he's going to do. Nicely executed from Michael.
Table game
GTO,
styles.
Gaston,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, where you have it on their sides.
Sam in the big with the 10-8 offsuit. He is going to flick in the call, 110,000 more.
Threes, get your threes out for Gaston.
That was his standout hand.
Yeah.
Queen 6-5 here, Manic flopping top pair. Checking it back with a backdoor diamond and backdoor straight draws.
Okay.
And he has a backdoor 2-pair draw. Well, a front door 2-pair draw, I should say, as he pings it on the turn.
Sam's hit his gin card.
All right, double gutter, and this is got to be a bluff card, right?
Yeah.
Bluff candidate this hand.
I mean, it's kind of his only bluff candidate other than the 7.
300k into 570. Manic's just going to keep saying the story, I guess, of being a little bit weak. Flat this one. Does make the call.
I don't think people are raising enough in these spots anymore. It's like no one ever raises this spot anymore. I know we blocked top 2, but it's not like they can't continue. And if we end up calling every time, we want to have the strongest hands in our raising range sometimes.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
That was quick.
Sam moves all in.
Oh boy.
And I mean, he has some
The
7-8.
the twos are about to overtake the 1s in the chat.
Wow.
Manic said he had basically got queens.
This is a sickener.
By the way, nice chairs. Like Aeron level
Yeah,
chairs.
so they are.
They are Aerons?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought they looked like Aerons. It's an expensive setup.
Manic, do you know how much I had before you moved all in? This is horrible. Manic had his hand completely on lockdown, had it all figured out, had his opponent bluffing away.
I mean,
And now faces a rip.
$10-6 of clubs. I don't even know. He did it so quick. So, I mean, when you think about it like that, this is kind of like the best hand Manic can have. 9s.
Right.
He does
Lets it
fold.
go.
Nice one.
Was a long tank, and that has eaten into a lot of the break.